What up, guys and girls? It's your boy SGP, back at you with another one. We're switching things up for 2019. We still gonna be doing the on-foots. We still gonna be doing the pickups and whatnot. But I've been telling you guys, I've been trying to give you new content. This is a segment or a playlist that I've kind of held off for a minute. Just not quite sure, how I wanted to approach it. This is where I just get on and react to things that are going on in the community, things that I've seen. So that's the premise of this playlist. Tonight's topic, as you've probably seen in the description, I just got finished watching the Monday Midsole. So shout out to you guys. I put all their links and all their information down in the description if you want to go check those guys out. If you're looking for some place that's all about the sneakers, not with all the drama and the beef, hey, come join us on Monday nights, or whenever they drop their podcast. It's usually on Monday night. This one just happened to be on Tuesday. It'd be lit down in the comments. So, but a couple topics that come up, I don't necessarily agree with them, or I agree with them, but I don't really have a voice on that platform. And I can't write a whole paragraph or, keep up with the comments and, keep up with what's going on the screen at the same time. So it's just a little bit frustrating for me. So that's why I'm making this video. No disrespect to those guys, because they are like the #1 podcast that I watch, that I enjoy. So, but if you guys ever see this video, hey, this is no slap or backhand towards you guys. I salute you guys. You guys are, doing your thing. But for tonight's topics, some things sort of just struck me. I think they kind of run in together a little bit. So I'm not sure if this was part of the the show, or if it was down in the comments, because I was talking to a couple people down in the comments. Shout out to Son of Some Man. I know I was talking to you down in the comments. But the first topic that I do remember that I want to address is hype beast. Now, I know in the sneaker community, hype beast is really a derogatory term, right? But as I was talking to someone in the chat, there's a common misconception that this sneaker game, this sneaker culture is just made up off of necessarily the love of the shoes. Yeah, we have that all in common, we all love rocking sneakers. We all love our sneakers, our Jordans, Vans, whatever you get down with, that's the common thread. But I'm dating myself a little here, I've been around a while, and I've just really started getting into the sneaker community. So I've seen and been there during a time where it wasn't what it is today. And I'm here to let you guys know the reason this culture is so big right now is hype beast. At some point in time, probably everyone that you know who is either a sneakerhead or a sneaker collection, which we'll get into, or a sneaker collector, which we'll get into, starts off as a hype beast. Now, it may seem crazy, for me to say that, but I'm going to explain to you why. Alright? So, I'm going to take this way back to 1980s. This is when I first got into sneakers. So, I'm dating myself, My first shoe that was a Jordan was a military blue 4, back when I was in like 5th or 6th grade. So I grew up in Detroit. You'll hear a lot of these sneaker heads, Nike heads, whatever you want to call them. Oh man, because I'm the hugest fan of Michael Jordan, that's why I wear his shoes. Okay, I could probably agree with you, today. I get that. Back then in the 80s, the whole landscape was different. You can't tell me that someone from New York a die-hard Knicks fan is a Michael Jordan fan. I'm from Detroit. I am a die-hard Pistons fan. In those years when Michael Jordan wasn't winning, when he couldn't beat Boston, couldn't beat Detroit, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I acknowledge his greatness. I'm not his fan, though. I have never been a Michael Jordan fan. That does not stop me from wearing his shoes. Why do I wear his shoes? It's simple. They're popular. It's what's popping. That's what hype beasts are. You follow the hype. Back then, you didn't get to see, we didn't have YouTube, Google, all this type of stuff. We didn't see all the highlights. We weren't watching the games. You watched whoever was on your TV that night. And in Detroit, it was the Pistons. But when you go out and you go to school, just like it is today, you want to have on the flyest gear. As a young man, I'm trying to get girls. Back then, everyone didn't have cars. Riding the bus was the norm. You know what I'm saying? How you were dressed was a big part of it. Back then, when this really started to originate and blossom, buying $100 shoes, that wasn't really happening like that. Having a Jordan release every week, so everybody in your school has the chance to wear Jordans, it's not happening like that. Back then, when fours, I'm saying fours because that's the first shoe that I remember. When they came out, if you were wearing Jordan 4s in school, you were the minority. I could be wrong, but I think the cements, the military blues, the breads, what you guys call the breads, and maybe the black and white, black and reds. That's 4 colorways all year. They didn't have huge million size runs. If you had them, you were in the minority. If you got your mom or dad, parents, whoever, to pay $100 on some shoes back then, you were in the minority. It just wasn't like that. The only people that were wearing those type of shoes prominently were, athletes, superstars, drug dealers. Those, when you're a young boy looking up from the inner city, blah, 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 you're looking at them like, okay, they're getting the girls because they got the flyest stuff. If I want the girls, I got to get the flyest stuff. I'm wearing Jordans because they're fly. And until this day, it just kind of sticks. For the most part, they are still the flyest shoes out there. If you want to take it back, Run DMC, Adidas, Shell Toes, they made it popular. You're following their trend. They made it hype to do that. This whole thing is built off hype beast. So for hype beast to be a derogatory term now, yeah, it's kind of ass backwards if you ask me. Which leads into our next topic. All right, sneakerhead versus sneaker collector. Now, mind you, I'm bringing all this in because I've been here, I've seen this. Sneakerhead is somebody, they just like shoes. They like sneakers. They wear sneakers. If you had to give them a choice, they wear sneakers. A sneaker collector is someone who stockpiles shoes. And is probably a sneakerhead as well. And it's gotten to the point now where you have to legitimize being a sneakerhead or a sneaker collector. You know, part of the topic that came up in the show. Whether you have one shoe or 100 shoes, doesn't matter. As long as you got a love for the shoes, you're a sneakerhead. Right? Today versus back then. I had no idea who Tinker Hatfield was. If you're telling me back then, all these OG sneakerheads, we didn't know who designed the shoe, why it was this. Oh, okay. Why is there a Jordan 4 that's black and red? Because the Chicago Bulls are black and red. That's their colors. Why is it white and that's their colors? That's how it goes. No one cared. Like, oh, this is made out of this. This leather is... No one cared. And today you have to legitimize yourself by knowing what's the nickname of the shoe, when it came out, how much it cost, how much is resale going for, who made it, when they made it, why they made it. Dude, I don't care. Me personally, I don't care. Does that make me less of a sneakerhead? Does that make me less of a sneaker collector? Because I don't care who made the shoe? If Joe Blow made the shoe, it's fresh. Who cares? Who cares about the story behind the shoe if it's fresh? I did see this on one of Jumpmanbostic's video. There also is an element of competitiveness for the sneakerhead community. If you think there's not sneakerhead, sneaker collecting competition, you're sadly mistaken. It's just part of this. It's part of anything. And in this sneakerhead community, we don't know each other. For the most part, the only reason you know a person is through his Instagram or the videos that you see. Me personally, I've never met or talked to anybody on YouTube or probably through my Instagram in person or had a sit down conversation with them. So you're just competing against everyone. But competition is healthy. And it happens like that. It only gets bad when, you know, it's out there to put somebody else down. I'm just going to be frank and honest with you. As a grown man right now, I actually put my buddy on. He's not on YouTube. I think he's on Instagram. He's a huge sneakerhead. He's a sneaker collector. But he's just not out here actively in the community per se, right? But me and him, that's the only person I really call and talk to about shoes. He know the release dates, you know what I'm saying? It's just a whole shoe conversation. And we're competing. He calls me all the time like, dude, you can't get these, I got these. I'm like, you know, middle finger you, right? I call him like, hey, dude, I got these, you can't get these. He's like, middle finger you. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's all love. Because we know that we're just, you know what I'm saying, it's a brotherly competition. When it gets outside of that realm, yeah, it can get reckless, and you know, you see how things are blowing up on social media, Instagram, with everything going on with the beefs and the drama right now. Alright? So, difference between sneakerhead, sneaker collector. Sneakerhead just love sneakers. Nothing more to it. Sneaker collector, you love sneakers and you like to keep your sneakers. That's it. It's not really hard to this game. Alright. Next topic that sort of came up, I guess there's a meme going around, you know, the 10-year challenge. You know, they showed a picture. If I find it, I'm going to put it up here, over here somewhere. So, 10-year challenge 10 years ago. They just had an empty closet. You know, what a sneakerhead was 10 years ago. That's probably pretty accurate. That is damn near probably pretty accurate, you know what I'm saying? Because if you think about what's actually going on, Most of these sneakerheads right now, they're 25 years old. I would say that's like right around the median. You know what I'm saying? 25, 30 years old. If you're a 25-year-old sneakerhead, 10 years ago you were 15. You probably weren't buying your own shoes. And if you were buying your own shoes, they don't fit you no more. Why would you start collecting shoes at 15? You can't wear them in a couple years. You're going to grow out of them. What do you do then? Oh, then you just trade and upgrade, blah, blah, blah. I wish that I would thought about this. You know, I probably could have been a jumpmanbostic. But that's just not how we were. You run the shoes out, you know what I'm saying? You try to keep them as fresh as you can for as long as you can. And once they no good no more, you get rid of them. You toss them. Unless you're an older sneakerhead and you know that your foot is about to stop growing, I wouldn't even start collecting shoes. Me, myself, I don't think I started collecting shoes until maybe 10 years ago. But 10 years ago, I knew I wasn't moving anymore. I knew my foot wouldn't stop growing. I was stable. Before that, I wish I had all those shoes. I can't even find them no more. But hey, you know what I'm saying? The last topic before we get out of here. This topic comes up a lot. And to be honest with you, I'm probably going to be a little bit insensitive about this topic. You know, do female sneakerheads get looked over? The short answer is yes and no. Let me tell you why I say yes and no. Just because you're a female does not make you a lesser of a person, does not make you a greater a person. Doesn't necessarily make you equal, because I don't believe anyone's equal. So you could be on the plus side, negative side, either or, right? But for every girl that says they're getting looked over, there's another girl out there that's getting over just because they are a girl. It sort of balances itself out, right? So I'm not quite sure who they were. I know they brought up some names. I have a few in my head. I can't really call them. I don't want to say their names wrong. I don't know them personally or anything like that, just through Instagram. They have really dope sneaker collections. You can tell they're really sneakerheads. And there are others who are not sneakerheads. They just got a bunch of sneakers. Or, you know, they're just doing it to show off, basically. The way I feel. And they will get the limelight instead of this person over here. Does that mean she's getting looked over? Yes. It also means that while she's getting looked over, someone else is getting put on a pedestal. That's just how it goes. Right? I think it boils down to, you know, for the longest time this has been a male-dominated community, because a lot of times sneakers aren't available in women's sizes, so you gals can't get everything that the guys get. But at the same time, as a culture in America per se, or it could be all over the world, I don't know, guys would rather deal with girls. That's just how it goes. If you're a female sneakerhead out there, if you're a female shoe tuber, you could probably understand what I'm talking about. As soon as you come out on Instagram and let them know that you're a female sneakerhead, or you pop up on YouTube and, you know, you're in the sneaks, blah, 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 Your DM gets raided. It's guys, it's a sausage party in your DM. Why? Are they there because they want to know about your shoes? No. Maybe 1%. Maybe 1 out of every 10 guys they're like, yo, you know what I'm saying, you got a dope sneaker collection, man. Nah. That's not what they there for. And hey, rightly so. That's how some people, some women, girls, get put up on the pedestal. Maybe they're more accepting of that. Some people are like, nah, keep it strictly on the sneakers. Stay out of my DM. So that's why I say, if someone's getting looked over, someone else is getting put on the pedestal. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video. I know it got a little bit long, so I'm just going to cut it off right here. It was another topic, but we'll say that for another video, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for coming through, supporting, you know what I'm saying? Right now we have 53 subscribers. Thank you guys, you know what I'm saying? It means the world to me. If you disagree, agree, drop it down in the comments or make your own video. Hit me in the DM on Instagram, let me know where it's at so I can come through and support you and see what you're talking about. Alright man, we out. SGP.